Yeah. Okay. So, what's your take on the geopolitical landscape that's emerging, and all sorts of like the new warfares are going to be cyber warfare and crippling electricity grids, and people shipping secret code in their semiconductor inside that phone and whatnot, blah blah blah. I don't know idea, but um, is this do you see this affecting corporations, or is this going to stay more at the government level, espionage level? Do you see some, what are your thoughts on this, if any?
It's the same theme as before, right? I mean, there's nothing special about this. We just have more technology that's more spread in. So you have more failure modes. I mean, really, that's really the same answer as I gave before. The same people that were targeted before are going to be targeted now. They're just going to be targeted through, possibly some new ways, and not targeted as much with old ways, right? If suddenly it is more profitable.
Yeah, but at the same time, Barak,
Yeah.
sorry, no, I was going to say, I remember when I was an MBA student, and I remember Procter and Gamble, PG&E, Pacific Gas and Electric, came and recruited from MBA school at Haas, and they spent 30 minutes of the presentation talking about safety, talking about the failure modes as an employee in Pacific Gas and Electric. Okay, if this happens, do this. If this happens, because I guess they're in the fields. Um, what I'm getting at is there has to be a whole new evolving set of failure modes, and it's hard to keep track of them with
Sure.
technology. So that's a problem, right?
It's not a problem. It's a problem for some. It's an opportunity for others. There was a really cool. I did this political webcast last year, before the election, right, talking about hacking the election. I remember bringing this one up because it was an interesting little comment from a former KGB colonel. But he was basically saying, what used to cost us $2 million and a lot of effort to recruit some people to go and spread Nazi commentary on a synagogue in Los Angeles now costs us $20 in some Facebook advertising, right? I mean, clearly the modes of implementation are different, the modes of failure are different, but the overall approach is nothing is new, which is go back to what I was saying earlier, right? So yeah, I mean, that's again, that's why you have this burgeoning industry, because we're in the technology age, right? Just like we're in the industrial age, or like when the railroads came by, right? When the railroads came by, you had a whole bunch of new types of failure modes and problems and things that people suddenly had to worry about. Like, oh my God, how did we come up with this notion of daylight savings time and then harmonizing the various calendars in various cities? Did you know that during the railroad age, when it became the different cities actually had different clocks, that they weren't all agreeing on the same time zone, and it created all sorts of weird problems? So that actually led to the creation of time zones. New problem, right? We solved it. Not a big deal. We'll solve these too. We're just in the middle of it, so it may feel a little more chaotic. But you take a step back, you look at it. There's nothing new about this. The human race has gone through massive transformations. The Age of Enlightenment was huge and extremely chaotic for a period of a century or a century and a half, as notions of liberalism and conservatism that emerged from the Enlightenment movement were kind of like taking hold, and you had people here like to look at the U.S. Constitution as this special article or document that is only unique to this country. It isn't. Look at Poland on the same period. Look at the golden constitution of Poland from that very same period, and you'll find that other peoples have come up with some very interesting ideas that are very similar, maybe even more enlightened than the ones we have. So, I hate this idea fundamentally that something is new. It's not new. Maybe the little bits and moving pieces are new, but the transformation we're going through is not new. It's just, this is the age we're in.
Yeah.